What's going on, family? This is the Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. This is the continuing saga. Boxing Histories, 1900s. We're going to look at a fight that took place April 7th, 1911, between Ad Wargas and Owen Moran. Now, Owen Moran was born October 4th, 1884 in Binghamton, West Midland. He died March 17, 1949. He was 64 years of age at the time of his death. Owen Moran was a featherweight, stood 5 foot 3 inches, and had a 67-inch reach. Now, Owen Moran had a fighting record of 59 wins, 25 knockouts, 16 losses, and he was stopped himself 2 times. He was in there with great fighters such as Abe Attell, who he fought around 5 times, battling Nelson, Packer McFarlane, all champions, Philadelphia Palmore. Let's take a look at Philadelphia Palmore. Now, Philadelphia Palmore was an outstanding fighter from Philadelphia. He fought a lot of great fighters of his time. And he was in there with Owen Moran. Now I want to quickly remind you, everything that I ever show you in all my videos are from my personal collection. They're not scanned from the internet. I don't get them from books. They're from my personal collection. So every once in a while you might see my logo on top of the photo. But this is Palmore, a phenomenal fighter from Tennessee, originally. Then he moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was in there with Harlem Tommy Murphy, who wound up becoming a champion. Fantastic fighter was Harlem Tommy Murphy. Owen Moran was in there as well, with Matty Bowen. Matty Bowen wound up becoming a champion as well. Very good fighter was Matty Bowen. Now I pulled out this book here, 2,000 pictures of Police Gazette in this particular scrapbook, because I wanted to show you Matty Bowen. I have 50 of these books, 2,000 pictures in there each, 1,000 pages, but front and back 2,000 pictures like this. But this is Matty Bowen, fantastic fighter, who was in there with Owen Moran. Owen Moran was in there with Digger Stanley. Here you have Digger Stanley. Now, during those years, the referee was outside of the ring. You didn't have a referee in the ring. He refereed from outside of the ring. When you fought in London, in the British territory, you always had the referee outside the ring. In the early 1900s and the early 1920s. Owen Moran was in there with British lightweight champion Matt Wells. Very good fighter was Matt Wells. Once again, this is another book of my Police Gazette collection. Now, Ad Wargas was known as the Michigan Wildcat. He was born February 8, 1888 in Cadillac, Michigan. He died April 14, 1955. He was 67 years of age at the time of his death. He was a lightweight that stood 5 foot 4.5 inches and had a 65.5-inch reach. Now, he began his professional debut June 10, 1906. 1906 was the year that Sam Langford would face Jack Johnson for the Colored Heavyweight Championship. 1955 was the year that Rocky Marciano would defeat the Old Mongoose Archie Moore in 9 rounds. Now Ed Wargas would fight fighters such as Freddie Welch, Now, Freddie Welch won the lightweight championship from Willie Ritchie. Now, Ed Wargas would also be in there with Everhammer. He was Chicago lightweight. Everhammer was in there with great fighters such as Benny Leonard and many, many others. Phenomenal fighter was Everhammer. Ed Wargas was in there with the fighting dentist. His name was Leech Cross, out of New York. He was a part-time dentist and devoted his career to the fisticuff of boxing. He was in there with Rocky Kansas. Rocky Kansas become a lightweight champion. Now he tried 2 different occasions to dethrone one of the greatest lightweight champions of all times, the Ghetto Wizard, Benny Leonard. Ed Wargas was in there with Harry Baker. He was in there with Willie Ritchie, Richie Mitchell, Mexican Joe Rivers, and this fight here was one of the unbelievable fights where the referee, Jack Welch, in the course of a double knockdown, would assist Ed Wargas and count out Mexican Joe Rivers. Unbelievable. I'll do a profile on that fight as well. Chicago's Charlie White, fantastic lightweight, had great fights with Benny Leonard. So on April 7th, 1911, Ed Wargas would knock out the fearless Owen Moran on 18th Street Arena, San Francisco, California. It would be 3 seconds into the 13th round for a scheduled 20-round bout. The referee was Jack Welch. Ed Wargas had a fighting record of 63 wins, 7 losses, and 10 draws. Owen Moran had a fighting record of 72 wins, 10 losses, and 7 draws. So this is Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series, saying all great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. I just wanted to go over that fight with you. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Salute to my subscribers. Salute to Owen Moran and Ed Wargas.